I got a couple of little goodies, and when I say little, I mean little. Uh, I love Roman Szmal paints, and when they came out with these tiny little tins, and I have a collection of my little travel tins, and we'll compare to a couple other sizes. Let's go ahead and start with just the metal pan, and then we'll take a look at the ones with the colors and go ahead and swatch them out. This is the little gold palette. Look how tiny that is. Oh my goodness. This is teeny tiny. Let's see how teeny tiny in comparison to a couple other sizes. Something such as the little Schminke case. This is definitely thinner, and size-wise, they are pretty close, just maybe about a quarter of an inch taller and even a little less than that on the width. So not very much in the distance that way. Let's go ahead and see if I have another palette here. We have the fat kind of box, and the one with the tank is about the same size in width, and this one's actually a little longer. It's not quite as deep, but it is a little longer when you have the tank on the side of it. And let's see what it's compared to. Oh, let me find my palettes here. I am like... Alright, so I have one of the standard kind of boxes that you can load up. And this is 2/3. It's exactly 2/3 of a normal small 3-topper box. So, and it's the same thickness. And then I have one of these Fraser boxes. This is the one without the water, and this is definitely a lot smaller than the Fraser box without the water. It's about the same thickness, but it is smaller there. And let me see what else I have as far as palettes. If you use the little travel Coors palette as a palette, the Coors is a little bit thinner, and this is about a little more than half, I would say, as far as the size. And I'm trying to think if I have any more different palettes in here. Ah, yeah, I have one that's a 2 instead of the 3, and it's going to run at 2/3 again and be a little bit... it's about exactly the same thickness, maybe a hair thinner, if that, and because these two are almost exactly the same in thickness and in height. Alright, now that we compared them, this is going to be fun. I think it'll make a nice little travel palette when I like to do my little limited colors. Now we have the star of the show. The other one did not have any plastic wrap on it. This one with the colors does. And it is a cute little artwork on the front, and it does have the colors listed on the back. And I got this one in pink. I know they come in like 4 different colors, I want to say. Look how cute that is. And there is our tiny little palette here. Now I don't think if you push these over, if you'd be able to get in another half pan. Let's go ahead and try. I'll just rip this palette apart for a second so we can see if we can get in a standard pan. If I can get it out. Always when you're doing things on camera, you're a little more klutzy, I think. And it doesn't seem like I can... if I really wad it in there, I can get an extra pan in there. So you can really get 5 across if you really, or if you take out this bar. So let me go ahead and fix the palette back to its normal, and we'll get swatching on these few colors. Maybe some of you have seen my swatching videos. This is my big Roman Szmal palette with all the colors, and I call it my motherland because it is huge. And so on the other side, even though we've got a couple little scuffs on it, we are going to put its baby brother. And let's go ahead and zoom on in so we can see these swatches. And we're going to start with the nickel azo. I hope that they're in order, otherwise we're going to have some funky orders here. And this is PR 102 and PV 150. And Roman Szmal does not disappoint. They are completely re-wet beautifully. No issues there. This should be the Aquarius Orange, and they do not have a pigment listed. It's nice on the back of the box they do have the pigments and everything listed, except for this one. So you don't have to go hunting for the information. And I am using Saunders Waterford hot pressed paper, which is one of my favorites that I love using. And now we have quinacridone red, PV19, nice pinky red, now we have French Ultramarine, PB29. I think they really do give a nice variety for such a tiny palette. Like, you could do a lot of painting with just these 8 colors. Now, of course, I won't leave this palette alone. I will add at least 4 more colors, I think. And I'm not sure which ones exactly yet, but I think we're going to put a buff titanium in. I think we are going to put probably another green, and I think we're going to put in a dark brown, like a sepia or something like that. I think it could use those 3 colors, and I'm not sure about the last one. And now we have Cobalt C, and this is PB28. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Look at that. I've never had Roman Szmal half pans before. All of mine are full pans. It's kind of nice that they make these little bit of a travel set. Now we have Autumn Green. They do move around a little bit in here. When I put the brush in, they'll need to be clamped down a little bit better. PR 122, PY 150, and PG 26. Those 2 colors are not bleeding into each other. don't think the little scuffs on the paper are making much difference either, so that's good. Shadow Violet. PB19, PB29, and PG50. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. And for a little starter urban sketching palette, this is, I think, more of an unusual palette choice of colors, which I love. I think it's a really good choice of what they did with this palette. And now we got Burnt Sienna Brownish as our last little color here. Don't think I got as much on the brush. There we go. And that's what you would expect from a PBK7. Lovely. Let's let those dry and then we'll take a closer look. Okay, I think they're all dry. I'm going to go ahead and get this tape off because there's nothing more gratifying than doing a tape pull. My favorite tape is the Holbein tape, which is on the outsides, and that never disappoints me. It just pulls off so cleanly. I wish they made it in this really thin strips, but no such luck. All right, let's get a little closer of a view. And they look beautiful. They're very Roman Szmal classic colors. I think that they did an absolutely wonderful job with picking out the colors and then with just going ahead and getting 4 more colors, and you can have a pretty nice setup, especially a lightweight setup to go out there for not that much money. I think it was in the early 20s off of Art Miranda is where I went ahead and picked it up. Today I did use my normal Perla Escoda number 8 brush, and I tend to use that quite often in my swatches. It just does a really nice job, in case you're wondering that. And Saunders Waterford hot pressed paper. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.